Right, guys, here we are. We're in for the People Squad, and another decent week for our team here. We're currently ranked 1,185, so an awesome start to the year. We're 4 rounds in, a round 5 rank of 2594, and we've stashed away 1 trade so far. So not amazing on the trades front, but really happy with where we're ranked, and we'll be able to work out if we're going to bank a trade or two in this round. But we'll jump back into our round 4 results and talk through our players. So we'll start from the top. Turpin's done really well. Picked up now just about 100k in price rises, which is really cool for Terps. And a lot of people traded him out a couple of weeks ago, and he's picked up 66 and 62 in those 2 games since. So him and Brayley as a combination has been really good. And if you've got McCulloch as well, even better. But yeah, great start up top. Crichton, Watson, and Harris. I brought in Harris this week and did a great job. Unfortunately, we did trade out Tino for him, so we lost 19 points there, which would have put us up in the top 1,000 for sure. But yeah, that's definitely a lesson to be learned for the week. Is those types of guys, it might be worth giving them a few more weeks to see what they're warming to the season, or they're sorting out a new team with Tino there. But he did get inflated minutes, and I don't expect him to play that many minutes each game. So anyway, we've got Tohu in as a set and forget keeper now, and he's under 800k for anyone who is interested in him. Surprisingly, keeps scoring over 60 and losing money each week. So he was 800 last week. Anyway, Watson's done great. Crichton great with his 70. So welcome back to him after a mid-50 score. And of course, captained him last week. But anyway, moving along, Dave Fafita doing what he needs to. Nothing crazy for 65. And Jordan Ricky as our starters in the edge, which is great. Schuster with 39. Happy with that. They got hammered. So for him to get 39 is completely fine, and already up to 414k. Nathan Cleary, our skipper, picks up 94 and up to $1.04 million. Wow. If you don't have him, it's very hard to pick him up unless you're trading a top-line gun to him, which would be silly in the first place. So, people trying to get rid of Brooks to get to Cleary, and I think it's 450k now to do so. So crazy stuff. Momorowski's still doing a great job in the centres now, and I think that gives him an average of 46.5. So that's keeper level if he can keep that up. Not sure if he's going to score a try most weeks, but if he comes up against a field of better sides, I'd expect a 30, and then not so good sides around the 50 for maybe about a 40 average. But great work for him, and had to play Tessie this week, which was completely fine. He picked up 29, so happy with that. We go to the wing fullbacks and decided to play Tex Hoy this week against the Dragons, and again, a little bit of a gamble, and unfortunately got injured, but you would expect it somewhere in the 30s or 40, 30 to 40 for him at least, with the chance of going big if he scored a try or something like that. But that wasn't to be this week, and he got injured. But Tedesco with 60 and Pappenhausen with 124 was crazy. So Tex is someone we're going to have to target as a trade out over the next few weeks, but we'll move on to the interchange. We've got Jacob Little with 53, still making plenty of cash, another 42k this week. And you can use him as a scorer. He's good at scoring tries. He's already got 3 in 4 weeks, but if he's getting around 60 minutes, I still think he's worth playing in your team. For the most part, I think his base is going to be around that 40, and then if he scores a try, even better, get in the 50s. But you can still play that kind of player, and he looks actually pretty solid. I think he played much better the other day than he had the previous week. Brayley with 82, as I said, definitely becoming a captaincy option. He's up to 716k now. He's up 300k, I believe, from what we bought him at. So awesome work for him. Dane Laurie played him on the interchange. So I had played Tex first because he played before Laurie. So Laurie would have been our starter, but have him on the interchange there with 35. Nothing too much to worry about with him. At that stage of this stage of the season, I think he's done really well, and hopefully he comes up against a few easier sides in the next bunch of weeks and can do well again. But just didn't get the attacking stats. And Sammy Walker with 44. Did really well in his first game. Didn't have to do too much, but got a try assist, kicked a goal, just did a bit of everything. So really happy with his output, and I think you can actually start him each and every week. And this is what I was talking about with those halves at the moment. You got Schuster, you got Walker, and then if you have a big dog like Cleary or Moses or these types of guys, you can just play with those 3 as your starters and your cover. I think that's completely fair to do. We then have our emergency. So Liniu not getting the minutes at all, and that 24 minutes on the weekend was just so low. Why? Just give him at least getting somewhere in the 30s, and he'll make us some cash. But his cash making potential has really dropped. But there should be a game, in the next bunch of weeks where he gets some more minutes and should be able to get a bunch more points. But for him at 376, there's not a lot of people in that price range other than like an O'Sullivan who's close to that. And there's not really many cash cows coming through. So I feel like you just got to hold these guys into the next bunch of weeks and see what happens with them. And someone like Averillo, we are holding at this stage, and he's in there as a possible loop option, which I had for Linu at number 5 there this week. He's a possible option to come back with if Lamb is out this week. Lockie Lamb, if he's out this week with his bad head knock. So something, at 290k, there's no point just trading him out for no reason. Fuamaiano with 35, and his moneymaker potential is slowing down. But again, you can use him as your cover in your edge and your mid position, which we don't have exactly. We could bring down a Crichton or a Harris if an edge goes out, but then you have to bring in a mid. And if we look at our bench, we only have a Fui or Tukumanu who's down there as well to cover in the mid. So it's nice to have that edge cover with Fuamaiano that you could just straight swap him in if needed. And Tukumanu he's making us some cash there as well. So really good setup at the moment. If we jump into our trade section, we'll be able to tell us our team value. So sitting at 11.7 for our team value, which is really cool. And I think a lot of squads made like 5 to 600k this week, which was crazy. I think most of mine were 11 or 11.1 this week. So yeah, 2 trades available obviously this week, 37k remaining. The trades this week, obviously Texas, you're gonna have to get rid of him eventually with Kalen coming back and him being out. Where is he going to fit in the squad? Unless he moves into the halves if Kurt Mann or Pierce with them being out, but you got Blake Green. So there's a bunch of things to think about. Other than that, the squad doesn't need too much tinkering. We don't actually have centre cover at the moment, which is a little bit annoying. So possibly looking to pick up another high-level centre, but I feel like it'd be smart to see that shake out over the next few weeks because there's a bunch of guys in there, which we can have a look at now. A bunch of guys in the centre position that are doing okay. Like Lomax had a low game this week. Best is out for probably a couple more weeks. Joey Miner did really well without doing too much on the weekend. You got Gagai at 45. Peachy, be interesting to see what kind of role he plays this week. Kotrick had a low one. Olam's doing well. I think Campbell Graham's a really cool option at 470k for anyone who's interested in him. Had a very slow start, and once he starts scoring some tries and doing well, I think he'll do well. But other than that, you're Crichton playing fullback at the moment, but there's not too much there. Opacek's down there. I feel like it's worth letting it shake out, and who are going to be those top line gun centers this week before we trade up to bring in someone for that. And Tex at 380k, we can't really get any of these guys. Can't even get a Graham, for example. So I feel like this week could almost be just a set the team up as is with a Tex. We could bring in bring a Fui up to where Tex is, for example, and we could just hold strong. That's my thoughts, and I think that be nice to bank a couple of trades, but we'll put that out to the team in the Discord group. So if you haven't joined that, please click the link in the description or go into the Discord group. And for those that aren't sure what it is, just a separate thing, similar to Facebook group. It actually has all the channels down the left hand side. You can go one for game day, one for trades, one for team posts, one for the people squad. Bang, click, type, and talk to your friends. So there's about over 800 people in that group at the moment. So it'd be really helpful if you want to join that and get in on the action on this people squad and help make us these trades and help us win the comp. That would be awesome. If you're liking these videos, please hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Have a good week and enjoy these videos. Bye-bye.